Hello, this is Dan Ferrisi, Editor-in-Chief of Commercial Integrator. So happy to be joined this afternoon by Ken Eagle, who is VP of Technology with Hall Technologies. Really appreciate you taking some time to chat with me, Ken. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dan, for inviting me. Really excited to have the time to speak with you today.
So let's get right into it. There's a lot going on with Hall Technologies, as virtually all of Commercial Integrator's audience knows. The company formerly had been known as Hall Research. It underwent a big rebranding and a leadership change in Q1 of 21. And then obviously, as a result of that, or continuing from that, it's also now moved headquarters. It's located in Dallas as of Q1 22. So can you give Commercial Integrator and its audience just kind of a rundown of the major changes that have taken place over the last year or so, management-wise, location-wise, as Hall Research became Hall Technologies?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an exciting year to say the least. The company's been in business over 35 years, was Hall Research for a long time. Many of our customers know that name. The owners retired from the business and put in place a new leadership and management team. So a year ago, January 21st, we rebranded the company as Hall Technologies, kind of give it a new name and highlight the new direction. And then Jason Schwartz came on as the CEO, Hal Truax as the VP of Technology, Sales rather. Then I came on as the VP of Technology mid last year. And we recently brought Matt Kingsley on as the CFO, just starting this year. And then, the other real big change, as you mentioned, at the end of last year, we closed down our headquarters in Southern California, and we relocated the company to Dallas, Texas, so that we could be a little more centrally located, so we could get customers in to see the new, really exciting showroom and show facility that we've built there. And so that we could service people better from a shipping standpoint as well. And as we roll into 2022, we've got lots of great new products and new family lines of products that we're going to be launching for the year. Really see all technologies move in an exciting new direction.
It's definitely exciting, and I can't wait to hear about some of those technologies. I know that Hall Technologies at this point has a very robust product pipeline, a built-out product plan for the next several years. What can we look forward to? Are there any products that are imminently going to be available that you would like to give us a sneak preview of or kind of hint at?
Yeah, so on both the education and the Pro AV front, the corporate Pro AV front, you're going to see a couple of new trends and products coming out here. On the education side, we're launching a product we call Apollo Technology Room Kit, which works great in the corporate environment too. It's an all-in-one solution with the transmitter and receiver, amplifier, and control all built into a single SKU. So it's something that's you can buy in at one shot, install it, runs an entire classroom or a meeting space or a training room. So that's something that we're looking to bring out this quarter here. Very excited about that. And continuing throughout the year, what you'll see from Hall Technologies is a focus on UCC, Unified Communication and Collaboration Solutions, something that we really haven't focused on as a company in the past. And that allows us to bring out more collaborative devices with the ability to talk to USB peripheral devices, to be able to communicate in a BYOD fashion to more wired and wireless devices, and to allow meetings like we're doing right now, team sessions, whether they're or Zoom sessions or whatever your platform, soft codec platform might be, regardless of where you're located, and to be able to interact with devices and peripherals that are there. And the other trend you're seeing in those products is Hall not just bringing out a box solution, but we're also starting to offer more of those UCC peripherals as well. We're not an audio company, a speaker company, but we will have a line of speakers in ceiling and on wall speakers, so that if you're looking for some of those speakers to go along with a room kit, you can get them from us. We've always been known as a cable company, and we'll continue with fantastic AOC cables, and for both audio, video, and for USB. And you'll see a line of high-end cameras coming out from Hall. And several other devices like speakerphones and microphones that will lend to that full solution in those collaborative environments, all underneath the Hall brand.
It's exciting to see, under the name of Hall Technologies, with this corporate rebrand and this move, that you're really exploring brand new directions, new product categories. It's really exciting. I can't wait to see some of these come to market and see to continue, where the company goes in its own evolution. Let's talk a little bit about the vertical markets you mentioned. You mentioned education, you mentioned corporate. Those are, of course, incredibly important categories for the commercial integrators who read our publication. Can you share any trends you're seeing or any insights you might have about those verticals? Because as I say, our integrators are all over them, and I'm sure they'd love to hear your perspective as experts in the area.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great question. And one of the biggest trend we're seeing that cuts across both of those really important verticals is the integration of software into the solution. We've largely been a hardware focused industry for a long time with switching devices and cables, and even hardware devices like cameras and such that we use. But what's really starting to enhance what we can do for customers is software. And what I mean by enhance is it's one thing to put a switch in place and a camera in place and microphones, and for us to have a conversation like this when we're not in the same room together. But that's really not an immersive experience. It's still, it's very much one way back and forth. And so as we're trying to find ways to enhance that experience to make communication better, we find the need to leverage software to help us do that. And that means building AI into many of our devices. It means having smart devices that we can control from our software that can do things based on an input, a movement, a gesture, a signal, so that it helps enhance our conversation without you or I or whoever the presenter or the listener is having to interact to make a change or to ask for something. The software helps anticipate what's going on. For example, having the ability to have a camera automatically frame or track around a room and follow a presenter, or know when a teacher, for example, turns around to write on a board and the camera focuses in on what that person's doing, or having the ability to use a simple control system from a device like your own smartphone to walk into a corporate boardroom and control the whole thing and not necessarily have to use a shared surface which is in the room. Because we see that trend too, post COVID, a lot of people are still hesitant to come back into the office or back into the classroom and have to touch shared surfaces. And you might feel far more comfortable working off your own personal device. And so we're using software to allow interaction off your own device with the permanent electronics that are installed in that room.
Absolutely. So based on our earlier part of the conversation, you talked about the new team that had been brought on, you being one among them, Jason and Hal. Share a little bit about what makes it exciting to be at Hall Technologies right now. When you go to the office each day and you work with the fellow C-suite team members, what's getting you excited and enthusiastic about the company, about the industry, about the products? It seems like it must be a very innovation-minded and just very exciting atmosphere.
Yeah, two things come to mind with your question right away. Number one, Hal and I have been in the industry for years. I mean, each of us well over 20-year veterans in the industry. We've done a lot. We're well connected. We know a lot of people. We're passionate about it, and we're exciting. Jason, on the other hand, our CEO, comes from a sister industry. He's been in the gaming side of the business for a long time. So they interact in similar ways sometimes, but not quite exactly the same thing. And Jason brings from the gaming industry a really interesting way of thinking about things, a new twist on technology, a new level of excitement to help us drive. I don't want to make it sound boring what we've been doing for the past few years, but we do create a lot of black boxes in our industry, and it's hard to get excited about black boxes sometimes. And so Jason brings an energy that helps us expand beyond the black box and get back to the customer base that Hal and I know with something new and exciting. And those are some of the products you're going to see coming out this year. It's that combination of bringing in some outside industry influence to what we know and do and making it better. And then the second thing is, as we talked about earlier, we've moved to a new facility in Dallas, just outside the airport. As I was telling you, it's about 7 minutes from the airport. So I would encourage you, if you're a fan of Hall or a customer of Hall, reach out to us. Come by when you're passing through Texas to our facility, because we have built a really incredible showroom and an experience center there in Texas, where you can come in and interact with all of these existing legacy and new products that Hall is bringing out in all of our different rooms, corporate boardrooms, training rooms, huddle spaces, meeting spaces, open air spaces, hoteling spaces, where we're showing off all of this technology in use and exactly how it can be used every day. And we've got this incredible engineering R&D center that we built there, because we do a large majority of our R&D and design in-house at Hall. And so we've got a really neat facility to show that off. So those are two things that are really making Hall an exciting place to be right now, and at an exciting time in the industry as we're seeing it change really post-COVID with so many new influences in the market.
And as you know, before we went live, we were talking about that facility in Dallas. And the next time that I'm in the Dallas metro area and I have a free afternoon, I would love to check it out for myself, because it sounds like you've really created a pretty creative and exciting environment down there.
Yeah, and in addition to those exciting features that I mentioned that are in the building, our software, which we call Hive, it starts out as an AV control platform and it expands to so many other things. We have a digital signage element to it that we're getting ready to launch as well. You can see that inside the building. And we have a facilities management portal that goes into our software as well. So completely outside of AV, you can use it in AV, but you can be outside the AV industry in facilities management, whether this is a hotel, whether you're in, manufacturing, or government. If you have the need to have IoT devices across a wide range of locations within a campus, a building, or across the entire country, and you need a way to remotely manage all of these IoT devices from a dashboard to analyze and gather all the data and make business decisions out of them, we're building that kind of intelligence into the software and into a dashboard that takes us way out, even outside the scope of just the AV business. And it takes our software into new directions. And you can see that live in our building, because we're using that in our building to manage our facility. And you can see that in the dashboard that we use to run our building. Everything from lights to door access to temperature control and energy management within our facility, all managed through a dashboard. So you can imagine that on a very large scale, someone who's a facilities manager having that kind of information at their fingertips to make decisions can really save their business owners and their customers a lot of time and money.
Well, what it sounds like to me, Ken, is that Jason and Hal and you and the entire team have really built incredibly on the legacy that Hall Research had and birthed this new entity, Hall Technologies, that is dynamic and creative and is going to serve integrators in the channel very, very well for years to come. So I appreciate you taking time to update us and share some of those insights, and also to get us eager to find out about these new products that are coming to market very, very soon. I think integrators can't wait to get their hands on them.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. And for anyone, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm on social media. You can find me on whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. I'm especially on there quite a bit. And of course, halltechav.com is our site. You can find all of our latest information out there.
Really appreciate you taking the time, Ken. I'm so happy to have been joined once again by Ken Eagle, VP of Technology with Hall Technologies. I am Dan Ferrisi, Editor-in-Chief of Commercial Integrator, and please check commercialintegrator.com regularly for more great content like this. Thank you.